Hello everybody and welcome to a new sort of video I'm doing on the channel now. Basically, in the comments down below I've had like a lot of people request I start doing some matchday vlogs going on the Preston game. So that's what we're doing today, and what I decided to do, I decided to put my own sort of twist on it. So the first half of the video will be sort of like a vlog like this, and then the second half will be like a match review like I normally do for the game. So I hope you guys like that new format, and really we are playing Cardiff today and we really need a win. I'll put the league table there on the screen, and as you can see we are currently bottom of the championship, so we really do need a win today and hopefully we will get it. I normally make a prediction for these things, so today I'm going to be slightly optimistic and say 2-1. Cardiff are doing pretty well at the moment. I believe they're about 8th, just hovering outside the playoffs, so hopefully we will be able to get a win. And also drop a like on this video if you want to see more of these sort of matchday vlog things, and so I know to do more of them. But other than that, we'll go to Deepdale now.
Who passed away this week, and Howard Campbell, who sadly passed away today. This afternoon's team will start with Cardiff City first of all. 1, David Marshall. 2, Peltier. 4, Sean Morrison. 7, Peter Whittingham. 8, Joe Rouse. 10, John Mason. 13, Wesley Wilkinson. 15, Agusho Cowie. 16, Matthew Connolly. 28, Scott Maloney. 13, Sammy Maloney. 6, 21, Sam Moore. 11, Greg Moon. 12, Ethan John. 17, Aaron Larson. 19, Alex Bell. 20, Gabriel Tamas. And 22 is Stuart Oak. Preston North End this afternoon on the North End subs.
Okay guys, so I have just got back from the Preston game and it did finish 0-0 in the end, and it was a bit of a disappointment in terms of the actual match. I think in the end Preston had something like 20 shots but only about 2 or 3 on target, which was really disappointing, and Cardiff, they were pretty poor out in all honesty. I thought they would be a lot better considering where they are in the table, but in all honesty they could have had a penalty, so you could spin it in a couple of ways, but we will go into the match review now and I will discuss a few talking points that I found from the match and that a lot of people
guys,
are
so
mentioning
into the actual match review now. So the first thing I want to say before I say anything is I want you to write in the comments down below how much longer you are willing to give Simon Grayson. I'm going to give my comments in a second, but I want you to comment down below how much longer you are willing to give Simon Grayson, because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter that want him out now, and I've seen a lot of people that, you know, are saying that's absolutely ridiculous, they want to keep him in. So I'm going to say what I think, but comment down below what you think. So what are my opinions on the matter? As you can see to the side of me, there are the match stats, and as you can see, we managed to create 18 chances and only put one of them on target. Now for me, that is not Grayson's fault. It would have been Grayson's fault, however, if we weren't creating those chances in the first place. I believe that if a team is not creating chances for the striker, that's down to the manager and his tactics in the middle of the park. However, I don't think a manager is responsible for when their strikers go under bad periods of form. It may be their fault for bringing them in the first place, but I think that's going way too deep at this point in time. So I think that it would be crazy to sack Grayson at this point in time, because I just can't see any other manager doing anything differently with this current squad we have. So I think that Grayson needs to be given at least until January and then see where we are then, and then perhaps see if we trust him with another transfer window. But I think that the next 3 games for Preston will be absolutely massive for us. The next 3 games we face Charlton away on Tuesday, Brighton away, and then Bolton at home. From them 3 matches, I expect us to get at least 4 points. I think if we don't get those 4 points, then Grayson perhaps then may be looking over his shoulder. But 4 points from them games would be absolutely massive. A point against Charlton, maybe even 3, but I'm saying a point against Charlton. Brighton I'm not really expecting us to get much from, and then I am fully expecting us to go out and beat Bolton. That is a massive 6-pointer at the bottom of the table. As you are seeing on the screen now, there is the current league table. We've actually moved up in the league table despite not winning today. So into the actual match review, I'm not really spoke about the match so far, I just spoke about Grayson. So into the actual match, I thought that we were very unfortunate today, and the reason for that being we had some very good chances that we were extremely unfortunate not to score, and I think that people's perceptions would have changed about Grayson had those chances gone in. I'm talking when Tom Clark hit the crossbar, when Daniel Johnson's glaring chance went wide, when Gallagher's deflected shot just went over the crossbar. A lot of fans thought that had gone in, and I don't think it's, you know, Grayson can't put the ball in the back of the net himself. It's down to the players now to put it into the back of the net, because I think Grayson has a system. We defended very well, and I think that that's a definite massive positive for us to take. I think we've got one of the best defensive records in the bottom half of the table, which I think is a fantastic foundation to build on, and I think there's a lot of positives that we can take from this Cardiff match, into our next few fixtures. In terms of a standout player from the match, I know that the man of the match did actually go to Daniel Johnson, but my personal man of the match would have gone to Adam Reach. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal for us today, and he was brilliant for us in both halves. A lot of our players went lost in the first half. It was a really bland first half. Nothing happened with either team, and so he was a really standout player for the entire match, and I really did enjoy watching him play, and I think he'll be a big player for us in the course of this season. But in terms of the game being very dull, it was just that, and we just can't seem to finish our chances. That is down to our strikers not being clinical enough, and none of our strikers have scored this season, and that is the simple reason why we are so low down in the table. In my opinion, we've actually played well this season. We've had a lot of games and a lot of spells in games where we've outplayed bigger teams than us. We've had spells in the Middlesbrough game where we outplayed them, in the Derby game, in the Ipswich game, in the Wolves game, in the Bristol game. We've had loads of these times where if we managed to put the ball in the back of the net, we'd be walking this league at the moment, but that's just not the case, and that's not how football works. But I think that as soon as our strikers start scoring, we will be absolutely nowhere near relegation, and I think that our defence, there were a lot of positives to take from this 0-0 draw with Cardiff. That being our defence, we were absolutely solid, and I'd be worried if we were not creating chances and conceding goals. But it's just the opposite. We're not conceding goals, we're creating chances, but we're just not finishing them. We're only one, move away from moving places up the league, and I only think it's a matter of time before we start doing that. And we just got to keep playing the same people up front. We got to keep trying it, keep getting the service into them, and then the benefits will reward us in the end. And I think that having Joe Garner back as soon as possible will be massive for us. I believe that the Charlton game is his final game for his suspension. I think that when he is back, I think he's just got to come straight back into the first team. In terms of Jordan Hugill, a lot of fans were calling out for him to start this game against Cardiff. I was all for that as well, but when I saw him, I still think that he's more of an impact player, and I think that he runs himself into the ground, he works very hard, and I think that all the games I've seen him play well so far this season and last season, he was much better coming off the bench as an impact player. So I think that's what he's got to be used as this season, as an impact player. Not a starting player, but as an impact player. I think he could have a massive impact for us in that position. And then the starting two strikers, Joe Garner, obviously Beckford's not fit at the moment, maybe Stevie May. I still don't get why fans are writing Stevie May off this early into the season. I think that, think of how many strikers we've had over the years that haven't been great to start with, but then have turned good. I'm thinking Joe Garner here. And so give Stevie May time. I'm positive he will start scoring in time. To wrap up this video, I just want to say a little bit about Cardiff if there are any Cardiff fans watching. So I thought that Cardiff's standout player was Craig Noone. I thought that he was a massive player for them, and he was just absolutely blitzing it down the right hand side. He put in a lot of deliveries, and there was a time where, I've not actually seen the highlights yet, but there was a time where I think a lot of Preston fans admitted that Cardiff should have had a penalty. So in that respect, we did perhaps get quite lucky to escape with the 0-0 draw, but I think in reflection, a 0-0 draw would have probably made sense. And honestly, I was expecting a bit more from Cardiff, if I am 100% honest. Considering how high they are in the table, I was expecting them to be a little bit better than what they were, but why is that? I'm not sure. Cardiff fans, leave in the comments down below what you thought of the game. But that will wrap it up for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy this new format of a sort of a vlog first half and then a review second half, let me know what you think of it in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to respond to you guys. Also, leave in the comments down below the questions I've been asking throughout this video, and I'd love to get some discussions going on as well. And so the question is, how long basically do you give Grayson? So thank you very much for watching, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you all in the next one.